Good evening, world. Welcome to Jew's Word. Tonight's topic, we're going to talk about gratitude, guys. Gratitude. Y'all tap in. Y'all share with a friend. Y'all share with a friend. You know, that way I can be in y'all algorithm. It's going to be dope. So tonight's topic is going to be about gratitude, guys. When you really look at gratitude, you have to have gratitude in every area of life that you could possibly go through, from the bottom all the way up. Reason I say that is because if you can't be a good steward, even when you have the least things you don't have that much of, when you're bare minimum, when you barely making ends meet, if you can find a way to be grateful and show gratitude in that level of life, you'll never lose. Never lose. You have to be grateful even when you're at the bottom. You have to show gratitude. The smallest blessings make the biggest impact, because if you don't appreciate the smallest blessings, you'll never be able to appreciate anything along this journey of growing. Like, even when you look about it though, think about it, when you was in that lower vibrational mindset, when you was in that real toxic atmosphere, that toxic place, think about all the stuff you endured. You had to find something that you felt like was worth it to make you hold on to that situation. I appreciate y'all. Y'all tap the screen. Y'all show some love. Try to get in y'all algorithm. But you think about it. You're in the lowest place, and you had to find happiness. You had to find things, the simple things that made you happy, just to endure, just to keep going through those tough times. Like, you didn't want to be there, but you had to find happiness somewhere, you know. And that's the thing that you can say, hey, I got gratitude for this, because no matter what I was going through, this right here, this carried me through. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it was a person, a place, a thing, or just a smell of a place, or just the reminder of the atmosphere you were that gave you peace in the midst of that chaotic time in your life. That's the real importance about showing gratitude. Like I said, you can't forget where you come from. You can't. Because if you forget where you come from, then you forgetting what gave you the drive to get to where you are now. If you forget where you come from, you forget. You don't have anything that drives you. You're losing your fire that helps you get to the place that you are now. That's the main thing. It's so important that we show gratitude and we be grateful for everything in life. Like from the smallest things all the way up to the biggest things. Because life is so fragile. Life is so delicate. You have to appreciate everything, because you only live one day once. You only live one day once. So that's the crazy thing about it. You have to appreciate every little thing. You have to live in the moment. No matter if it's a great moment, no matter what moment it is, you have to find a silver lining in it. A lot of times we miss the mark, and we just be like, man, this is just a crappy day. Like, but there's always a lesson. There's always a silver lining in every day, because everything that we go through, everything that we experience in life, everything that we endure, we come into agreement with, we put ourselves through. We have to really take a self-check and look at ourselves and be like, yeah, I came into agreement with this situation, but that's not finite. That's not the end of it. No matter what situation you at, no matter where you are. Like, if you in a toxic situation, man, you could walk away and you know, you could change your mind. You definitely can. You definitely can change your mind. You gotta have gratitude. You gotta be gratitude no matter what level of life you at, no matter what you're going through, no matter what. Be grateful even in that. Because there's always somebody who has it worse. You gotta be grateful, show gratitude for where you are. I got a few notes I jotted down, just, brainstorming about this all week. It says, be grateful for the things that were in place in a toxic place that assisted you in withstanding that lifestyle. I'm going to read that again. Be grateful for the things that were in place in a toxic place that assisted you in withstanding that lifestyle. Whatever small piece you had to help you withstand that lifestyle, to help you just keep pushing even through that rough time, be grateful for that. Whether it was that blanket, whether it was a game, whether it was being able to go out to the lake and just walk around, go fish, anything that gave you a break away from life when life was life in them rough times. That's something that we should all be grateful for. Cling to that. That's something that we should. Because you have to be even grateful in the ugly times. Those are the moments that molded you and pushed you to be better if you chose to take that route. So through those tough times, that small thing that gave you gratitude, that you were grateful for, that helped you push that gave you hope that times ain't always got to be like this. So that was your way out. That was just your, you know what I'm saying? That's like you pulling a little string. That was your string to follow that direction, whatever that is. Just keep holding on to this, right? So when you're going through life, you realize that. Like, man, like it is a light at the end of this tunnel. And I don't want nobody to feel like it's not. Man, it's always a way. Whatever you in, is you can change your mind. It's a hard road, but you have to face yourself. We all have to face ourselves in those rough times and really reflect to understand that if I'm going to take this leap to go to this next level, I'm going to really have to shed some weight, dead weight, come out of agreement with some things, and be grateful for what I have and just keep pushing. That's part of growth. That's part of it. You got to have gratitude even in the ugliest moments. You got to. We put ourselves in those situations. We came into agreement with it. So, we got to take accountability and, do a self-check, wellness check. Look at yourself in the window. Look at yourself in the mirror. Like, we definitely have to do that. We have to look at ourselves. We have to look at ourselves in a manner that reflects what we're trying to do. If you want to make it to a certain point in life, you want to make it to a certain level, you have to take time to evaluate yourself. Understand that with you evaluating yourself, okay, if I want to get out of this rut, it's some things that I'm going to have to leave behind. I'm going to have to. I can't expect to live an A-class life but still have an F-class habits and F-class mindset. Not until we have to get out our own way and understand, be grateful for where we are, but also don't get too comfortable. We have to continue to keep pushing forward to the next level. That's what we have to do. Like, be grateful for everything that's transpired in your life. Because we all have a story. Everybody has a story where they built from or where they came from. But be grateful and, be grateful for what transpired. Because when things happen to us through life, man, it wakes us up. It helps us remember who we are. Because in order to know what love is, you have to know what love is not. You can't do one without the other. Like, you got to know what love isn't to really understand what love is. Like my mom always said, love is what love does. That's what shows us. Because even, through life, we're going to have ups and downs. We have to be grateful for the high moments, be grateful for the low moments. Because through the high moments, it's like a breath of fresh air. You like, man, this feel good. We doing better in life. Like, man, things are looking up. Things are getting better. The situation is changing. And we think that's it. We ain't gonna never see a bad day again. Then when it goes down, then we be like, man. But that's why you got to stay focused and stay locked in through the good times and the bad times. That's what we have to do. I mean, because you got to take self-account. You got to take self-account if you want to advance in life. I mean, because how the world is going, how everything is going now, man, you got to have something to look forward to, something to hold on to, something to give you hope that life will be better. You just can't sit in life and just feel like, oh, this is it. This is finite. My life will never get better. Like, if you think like that, that's like speaking death on yourself. That's why you have to be grateful for different levels of life, wherever you are. That's just what you have to do. But remember, look at life like a cup full. Look at like the cup is full, not half empty. You have to look at it like that. Because you got a half cup, you don't look at it if it's half full, if it's half empty. You got to look at it like it's half full. Because if you're looking at life like it's half full, you understand that everything that comes your way in life is a lesson. That's what it's all about. Every lesson in life is a lesson that makes you better, to make you push yourself to that next level. That's what we should all be doing. We should all be working on ourselves. We should all be trying to inspire to do better than we were the day before. Because we all got a story where we came from and what we're not trying to go back to. So if you're not trying to do that, then what we doing? Like you in a boat with one person, you just paddling in the circle. Like, that's not going to be, I mean, if you want to keep going through that loop in life and those decision making and the mindset, then that's what's going to happen. That's why you have to be grateful and try to aspire to be better and to walk away from certain situations and aspire to be the best version of yourself. Don't get even. Just, move on, heal, do better. Take time to heal through every situation. Understand why you're going through what you're going through and have a plan to get out. That's the thing. That's how you show gratitude. It's always a good thing. But we also are delusional through life because we think we're not supposed to go through anything in life. We really have a false narrative to think that we're not supposed to go through anything in life. How are we going to think about life and think it's supposed to just be perfect and a cakewalk? That's not how life goes. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to go through things. But that pain that you choose to go through and trying to make a better life for yourself, that hard time, that's the catalyst for change. When you go through things and it hurts you to the core and it makes you second guess yourself. We've all been through bad relationships, bad situations, bad everything. But even with that, that made you change your mind on what you want to do. Like, man, listen, I want better. So you're going to stop entertaining certain people. You're going to stop entertaining certain things in life. You're going to start trying to do better. Like, you go through bad situations, you're going to try to get away from that. That's going to bring you down. Like, who wants to keep going through the same thing? Who wants to be stressed out every day? Who wants to be negative every day? Who wants to sit here and think about what's not going right in their life every day? Like, you just got to be grateful for where you are and have the will and understand that, everything that happens in life, it happens for a reason. It's a lesson. It's a test. It's a lesson. So if you don't understand that, then you forever going to feel like you're behind the 8 ball. That's what I say, you got to adjust your vision. You got to adjust your perception of life. You got to change your mindset and be grateful because life can go up and down. We all just, man, listen. We all done been through some rough times. We was barely making ends meet. So I understand. That's where I came from too. Man, listen, you got to do what you got to do. But we got to start being proactive and grateful where we are, but don't get too comfortable to improve and better ourselves. We definitely got to do that. We definitely have to. There's no other way that we'll make it in this life if we don't do better. And we have to work on ourselves internally. We all have to be grateful and show gratitude for situations that we know that we was like, man, that's the worst situation, but I'm grateful for what it taught me. I'm grateful for the lesson that I gained out of it. So that's what we really have to understand. That's what we really have to do. That's the whole point of being grateful about everything in life, wherever you are. Like I say, pain that you go through in life is a catalyst for change. It's supposed to wake you up and remember who you are. So lessons are happening so we can remember who God called us to be. Like I said, how do you know what love is if you've never experienced love? You got to know what love is in order to identify what love is. Because you're going to go through some stuff in life. Whether it's family, whether it's relationship, whether it's jobs, you're going to be hurt. Feelings going to be hurt. Pride going to be hurt. Everything is going to be hurt. And certain things in life are ordained to hurt you, to make you wake up and be like, you know what, why am I even entertaining this? I'm supposed to be doing better. My mindset should be somewhere else. That's what it is. It's just a redirection. When you go through things in life and things don't go the way you want them to go, that's just God giving you a redirection. God just redirecting you. He's redirecting you. When you go through things in life, He's redirecting you. That's your redirection. Because everybody has a certain calling in their life. Everybody has a certain purpose. But if you can't be grateful and be a good steward of where you are from the low times to your life improving, you can't be a good steward to what God blessed you with through then, and He's not going to bless you with more. He's not. And it starts with working on yourself. You have to love yourself also through it. You have to be grateful to yourself. You got to show love to yourself. You got to love yourself, man. Self-love is very important. Because if you don't love yourself, then you're not going to appreciate and understand the purpose of what God has you doing. Because your heart is cold. If your heart is cold, you can't receive God. You cannot. You can't. That's why your shadow work and your shadow journey is so important. Your shadow work and your shadow journey is so important. Because when you understand the reason of life, the reason why you're going through things, the more you'll understand it. It's bigger than just the material stuff. It's more of a spiritual battle throughout life. You're going through a spiritual war. Or you trying to line your life up and align with God. That's part of your journey. Every man should isolate and work on themselves to get to a point to where they can isolate and line their life up with God. That's the whole point of isolation. Because how can you upgrade a life and hear what God has to say to you if you're all so wrapped up in what's going on outside, or I'm over here hanging out, or I'm over there hanging out? Like, you got to get to yourself and block out all the outside noise. You have to. That's the only way you can hear what God has to say to you. That's the only way. So if you're not trying to better yourself in that aspect and working on yourself to be a better version of yourself, everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has the things that they have to be grateful for. But if you're not working on that, then what are we doing? Like, we got to work on that. You see how life is going right now. You see how the world is going. You definitely need a solid foundation of spirituality to walk through this life and be grateful for things. That's what I'm saying. The first thing we have to do is work on ourselves. We all been through some rough times, and we know the mindset we've had to survive. But all I'm saying is be grateful for those rough times. Because we had some good times when you was going through it, when you was broken, going through stuff, man. Oh, we was having fun when we was piss poor now. We was going to the club every weekend, going through them rough times. Oh, we was turning up. Oh, yeah. It was some fun times. But spiritually, man, listen. You're still missing the qualities of life. You just enjoying what you had. We enjoyed what we had. And that's just being grateful. I'm grateful for those times. I learned a lot through those times in life. I learned a lot through all the levels of my life. I've learned, I've enjoyed, I've came, I saw, I conquered. I've hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, bad situation, feelings hurt. But you got to understand those rough times. God redirecting you. It's half full cup, not a half empty cup. He's redirecting you. This ain't what I have for you. We want stuff to work so bad. You got to be grateful for the times that you had. Boom. That's not what He had for you. We always plan our life out. How we want everything to go, right? But God will throw a wrench in it. Boom. Nope. That's not what I got for you. I didn't tell you to do that. And we go through that in life. When we go through bad situations, that's what God's telling. That's what God's saying. That's what God is saying. Anytime you go through something and you're investing in something and it doesn't go how you want it to go, and it doesn't go in a way that is beneficial to you, that's God redirecting you. That's not for you. It's okay. That's why I said, look at it half full. God is saving you. Whatever that is not going to benefit you on your journey that he has for you. That's why every decision is important. It is chess, not checkers. So everything you have, every decision you make, be grateful. Even if you make a good decision, boom. Even if you make a not so good decision, you feel like you could have made a better decision, boom. Be grateful for that. Just being able to make those decisions. Just cherish the small things. Being able to wake up in the morning. Being grateful just to be able to, man, we're going through the rough times, but I always had food. We're going through the rough times back then. Hey, I had hot water. Hey, my kids got to school. My kids got to work. Hey, gas was always in the car. You know what I'm saying? The bills taken care of. But hey, I can't do nothing extra, but hey, bills taken care of. Everybody been there. But you got to be grateful for them times, though. Because them times right there, those what made you or break you. If you can make it through those times, you can make it through anything. That's why I said be grateful. Show gratitude for the rough times. You stayed in the hood. Be grateful for those times. You stayed in the projects. Be grateful for those times. Be grateful. Because we never know how life is going to get. In the Bible, it says it's not going to get no better. So you better enjoy life now. Enjoy life. Don't get so caught up in the hype. Don't get so caught up in the scare tactics that's going on. Man, just enjoy life. Be grateful. Wake up every day. Be thankful you wake up with your kids. Be grateful you can make yourself some breakfast. Be grateful you can give yourself a shower. Be grateful that you're able to give yourself a shower, brush your teeth, and wash your face. Because everybody don't have kids. Everybody doesn't have the strength to get up and brush their teeth. So we should all show gratitude and be grateful for everything in life. From the smallest things. Because life is hard right now, guys. Life is hard. Life is very hard. But it's okay. That's why I said, seek ye the kingdom of God. That's going to show you how to be grateful. It's going to show you how life ain't always going to look the way you want it to look. It's not going to always feel like you want it to feel, but it's a faith walk, not a feel walk. So you have to be grateful for the things that happen and the fact that you're knowing better. Because I keep saying the father learning is experience. Repetition and experience, that's the father learning. What's up? Repetition is the father learning. Repetition and experience, because you're going to keep going through something. You're going to learn from it. You're going to be like, okay, I can't. If your mama tell you there's a big ditch in the front door, outside the front door, and you walk out there anyway, you fall in it. And you walk out there again. Eventually, you're going to get tired of walking and falling in that ditch. What you going to do? You're going to start going out the back door. So that's how life is. You can't be scared to get out here and live, but you have to experience life. But you have to be grateful for the experience, whether it's good or bad. Because once you make your decision to go outside, that's your decision you made with the action. You can't control the outcome of what happens. You can't. All you have to do is be able to understand and roll with the punches of life. That's how life goes. So we have to be grateful even in that. Even in that. You got to be grateful for even in that. You got to be strong mentally. Life is going to be life. But how you going to handle it? Are you going to bend or you going to break? I'm speaking from the heart to let y'all know, hey, life is going to be life. Everything ain't looking like it's supposed to look, but it's okay though. You got to stay focused and stay locked in and keep pushing forward. That's why we have to be grateful. Show gratitude. Because you think about it. Even when you're in your survival mode, when you walking through life and you surviving wherever you from and you picking up habits. You picking up habits and you making this your identity, right? But you're being grateful for those things, them tactics and those weapons you were able to acquire while you walking through that life, right? When you're on your path. So when you get to a certain point in life, those weapons you picked up along the way is no longer going to identify with you. So you have to be grateful even in God telling you like, hey, I need you to put all that down because I got some better weapons for you. that survival mindset is going to change after a while if you want it to. If you want to survive forever for the rest of your life, then you're going to keep that same mindset. But if you change your mindset, you're going to put those survival tools down. That's what you're going to have to do. That's how life is going to go. Nobody can say whose story is more validated than others. You don't have to let your story be validated by anybody. You can speak life in your situation. You can do all of that stuff. Everything doesn't have to be displayed. You don't have to put all your business out there. You don't have to. And it's okay, though. It's all right, though. Because at the end of the day, your walk and your journey is your journey. And at the end of the day, hey, that's between you and God. You walked on your path. You did what you're supposed to do. You've been grateful from this point. That's how you elevate in life. I'm one of the people that don't like to make the same mistake twice. Man, listen. All right. You can't make the same mistake twice. You got to be grateful even in that, even the bad decisions. Because everybody lives their own truth, right? So I can say that's a bad decision on my side, but how can I judge your situation and say you made a bad decision? That may have been the best sensible decision for you at that moment from your position. So with that being said, are we really making a good decision or a bad decision? Or are you just making a decision? That's something to think about too. Or are you just making a decision? Be grateful for all the things, man. Because I know back then we had to listen, man. We didn't listen to our intuition like that. First mind be like, man, don't go over there. Man, that's God talking to you, don't go over there. If I knew now, man, what I knew then, man, I would have never been in those situations. That ain't even much lie. But I'm grateful, though. That experience in those bad situations is called growth. That's what happened. That's what's called growth. But it's very important. God allows us to go through these situations for a reason. He's trying to see if you really going to trust me. Are you going to trust me? Like I said before, when people selling their soul, what you willing to sacrifice for this? It's the same thing when it comes with God. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice, put down all those worldly weapons? Are you willing to step away from this identity you built through the situations? Because it's you. It's got to be in you. It can't be on you. The attributes you picked up are not you. It's who you are eternally. It's got to be in you, right? So when God gives you the opportunity to do so, I will pray that you will put your weapons down and walk on that path with Him. And look at yourself in the mirror. That's what we all have to do. We have to take an account for our life and within ourselves. And we got to understand that life might not get no better than this. Just being real. It's a possibility. It's all about you, though. It's all about your mindset. How you manifest it, how you pray about it, how you think about yourself. Are you in agreement with what God said about you? Do you agree with what God said about you? God said you're great. God said you're legendary. Okay? He looked at you in your greatness and your darkness and said, hey, you good, right? He told all of us that. We shall do greater things. He said, we shall do greater things. So with Him saying that, that tells you, He said we should do greater things than Him. We're more than conquerors. So that's how we should change our mindset. Our mindset is what we attract. Whether you in your low vibration, mid, or your high vibration mindset, wherever you are on your journey, you have to be grateful for every walk of this journey. You have to be. There's no way you can say that God has brought me this far and you can't be grateful and appreciative for where you came from. Because you'll be like, man, yeah, I appreciate that, but I don't want to go back to that. Let me keep on going this way. You know? That's how it is when you in life and you're growing. Man, life is about growth. You should learn something new every day. You should be poured into. You should be meditating every day. You should be reading a different book. You know what I'm saying? Doing something that's going to elevate your mind, because all this toxic stuff in the world, man, all this toxicity going on, man. You got to be a light somewhere. Like, man, you get tired of all the same thing over and over and over again, man. Killing ain't stopping. We looking at ICE. You know, all the stuff going on in the country. You can't get caught up in that. Man, you can't. It takes your energy. It's fear-mongering. It's all of the above. All we can do is stay prayed up, meditate, and keep walking the walk we walking in life. Man, I'm telling you. Because life's so short. You never know how life gonna show up. You don't know. You really don't know. So all I'm saying is be grateful and appreciate every walk of life that you're walking through. Everything you go through. Appreciate that. That situation might be saving your life. Sometimes that breakup, like they say, sometimes that breakup saved your life. Hell, sometimes that breakup saved your life. Sometimes that divorce saved your life. Hey, it be like that sometimes. But that's life though. But don't be so hard on yourself. Just be grateful for the situation. Take from it, learn from it, and move on from it. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to observe situations and not absorb it. We're not supposed to. Observe the situation, learn from it. Okay, boom. The problem is that we stay places too long. We stay places too long. Too long. Man, listen. We all stay places we should have never stayed that long. And that's where the damage comes from. That's when the damage control comes in. Because now we're absorbing the situation instead of observing it, and after we just stayed too long. Man, y'all know we ordained to go through stuff. Just like Judas was ordained to portray Jesus, right? Judas was ordained to portray Jesus. So what make us think that we're not going to have some Judases in our life? I'm just being real. We're going to have some Judases in our life. And they're ordained to wake you up. This is not love. Go that way. Because what we do after, that's what I'm saying. We got to be grateful for them rough times. Man, listen, we learned so much from them rough times that we understood the assignment. We learned. And you wouldn't repeat the same mistake over and over again. We kept going. We kept going. That's why you gotta really be grateful for those times. We have to. Man, what? I ain't never too good for bologna sandwiches. I ain't never too good for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I ain't never too good for the ham sandwich. What? Give me a Hot Pocket. Man, what? Alright. Peanut butter and jelly still be on the menu. Bologna sandwich. What? Alright. Put that mother in the air fryer on everything. Or put it on top of the stove. What? I ain't never too good for a poor man steak. You gotta be. I'm grateful for them poor man steak because it fed me many nights. Yeah, I remember that. Hey, that bologna fed me many nights. I ain't gonna need much cap. But we need to be grateful for every part of our life. We have to be grateful. We have to show gratitude. Because if you don't appreciate the places you've been, if you don't appreciate the places you've been, how can you appreciate where you're going? God ain't gonna bless you with even more if you don't appreciate where you are now. Like, think about that. If you're not appreciative and a good steward of where you are now, whatever walk of life you're on, whatever level you're on, if you're not appreciative, God ain't gonna bless you with more if you're not grateful for where you are. You're not learning what you need to learn. You're not learning how to be a good steward of things. It might even be a negative lesson about somebody trying to get over on you. It might be, hey, you need to learn how to be more financially sound. Or, hey, you need to be more spiritually grounded. I need you to have a better prayer life. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be more open-minded. You know, it's a lot of lessons you can learn through this. So you have to be good stewards of every walk of life, in the spiritual, the mental, and emotional. You have to be a good steward spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of that. You have to do all of that. If you don't, then it's like sitting in a boat and using a paddle, and you're steering in a circle. So you have to completely work on yourself. When you elevate, all of you elevate. So you have to be grateful for the walk, because every part of you is going to get tested. Elevation is required when you're willing to look at yourself in the mirror to say, hey, I want to change these things. I want to improve myself. I want to do this in life. I want to do that in life. In order for me to do this in life, I want to do this in life. That means I have to change my mindset. Like they said, whatever you want in life, this list that you want your life to look like, you have to become the list, right? We have to become the list. So that's why it's so important for us to do our shadow work. It's so important for us to do our shadow work. It's so important for us to work on ourselves. It's so important for us to read a book, gain some new knowledge, look to improve in somewhere, try different endeavors and what we grew up saying this is the only endeavors we can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many boundaries will set in place in life. And you have to really work past that. You know, you have to work past it. Man, listen. Coming from the hood stipulation that we can't make it too far. Shh. Who said that lie, Chad? Who said that? Alright. Man, listen, I can make anyone I put my mind to. Wherever God want me to go, I'm going. I promise you. Ain't nothing stopping me. Not no circumstances. None of that. Can't nothing stop me. Can't nothing knock me off my pivot. I gotta stay locked in. All day. Yes. You gotta stay locked in. You gotta be grateful for the hard times, learn from it, and keep on pushing. You can't worry about nothing. Man, people gonna talk. This is what people gonna do. And the people who talk the most and try to throw you off your pivot, they lower than you spiritually. Anytime anybody tries to assassinate your character, do anything to make you feel like you less than what you are, that's because they poor spiritually. It ain't about materialist stuff, because this stuff go away anyway. This ain't about nothing. They could be gone tomorrow. What we gonna do? Get back on the grind. Get back on the grind. That's all we can do. So you can't worry about people gonna talk about you the day you die. You just gotta be grateful for the walk. Can't nobody tell your story like you tell your story. Everybody got their own perception, their own view of life. And if they don't get your view, then shake the dust off your feet. Slide out the life. Slide out the life. That's what we can do. Like, that's how we have to look at life. If I know I don't like certain things, I'm not going to entertain certain things. I'm not going to entertain certain things. I'm not. I'm not going to entertain certain things. I'm like, I don't like that. That's not my interest. I'm going to come over here. But I'm grateful in being authentically me. Like, I'm not trying to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I just, I like that. I don't like that no more. Let me go over here. And that's how we can make our decisions, change our mind. That's how we can do that. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Oh. But yo, you can change your mind on your situation, on your journey of elevating and being grateful for where you are to where you're going. You have to be grateful for it. So you have to change your mind. You can't get so set in that way to be like, dang, this is it for me. No, it's more to life than this. This is just where I am right now. I'm going to keep on going. That's what it's all about. You got to keep on going. You got to. Man, listen. People out here are so blind to what's going on out here in this world, man. If you ain't trying to better yourself, you ain't trying to make no money, you ain't trying to leave lineage for your kids, your connection bad, dang. I don't know what's going on. It look good on my end. Yeah, if you're not trying to provide for your kids, you're not trying to elevate, you're not trying to be worried about simple stuff like trying to work for yourself, start your own business, like stuff like that, pouring into yourself and loving yourself, that's how it's supposed to be. If that's not what you're doing, then what are you doing in life? In order to get to those places, you have to be grateful because you want more, but you're grateful for what you experienced right here then. You're grateful for this. Okay, boom, I'm grateful for here, but okay, I understand what I learned here. I'm going to carry that along the way. That's another lesson I learned on this road. Whatever it is in life, be grateful for it and keep going. You cannot stop. You have to keep going. Like, that's the worst thing is running back to what God delivered you from. That's the worst thing, guys. That's saying us going back on our journey when we decide to go back to something that stressed us out, that put us in our lowest place. Us going back to stuff like that is like telling God, no matter what you got for me, it'll never be better than this. That's what they're saying. So that's when you at that fork in the road and you got to make a decision. Do you want to keep going through these things in life? Because you want to be grateful for something for so long. Okay, boom. You want to make a change. And that's how we all have to be with our decisions that we make in our life. We have to be. And be grateful. Whether it's because every decision we make going to have a pros, going to have its cons. It's going to have its good and negative connotations to come out of it. It is. Because what it says in the Bible, no matter what I try to do right, evil is always present, right? So no matter what decision you make in life, evil is going to be there. But it's up to us to understand that and be like, okay, no matter what decision I make, it's going to be good, come out of it, and bad, going to come out of it. Okay, but let me be prepared. Let me just be prepared. That's why your spiritual life is so important. And that mindset of the cup being half full and not half empty, that's going to help you feel like you are. You know, this is going to make you be grateful for and show gratitude for the things that you've been through in life. If you don't look at the cup like that, you'll never be grateful for anything that you went through. You're going to feel like you've been in the road your whole life. But we all have to take accountability for ourselves. We have to take accountability for the decisions we make, the way we carry ourselves, our attitude. We have to speak life into ourselves. And speaking life into yourself is how you walk, how you talk, how you think about yourself, your mindset, those intrusive thoughts in the back of your mind. That's what that is. Those intrusive thoughts, those negative thoughts, those are things that's going to hurt you also. They're speaking death. So it's not just speaking. When you walk, you speak. You existing. You living. That's how you speak life into the world. If you walking in a negative light, if you're doing too much, like if you're doing things that you know, dog where you're supposed to be doing that, man. Like a lot of negative things that you do, if you're not avoiding negativity, if you're in the midst of the negativity, yeah, life is not going to be okay with you. You're going to have a negative reaction. But if you stay and keep your mind grounded, you stay grounded in God, you just keep pushing, keep elevating yourself, you'll be able to be grateful for how God brings you. But you got to be in that place with God to get there. You got to do that. You got to have your solid foundation spiritually set. You have to have that set. You definitely have to. It says gratitude is needed to show appreciation of where you are, being a good steward of it for the God bless you with more. So if he's going to bless you more, you have to show appreciation. You got to show and be a good steward of the things that he gives you. If you can't see value in all the blessings when they're small, then you're missing the mark. Yes. If you cannot appreciate the small things like, hey, I might not can go out of town. I might not can go buy no shoes this weekend. But hey, my bills paid. My heat on. All my bills paid this month. My mortgage paid. My car note paid. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you have times like that in life. We all gonna have moments like that. We are. But it's all about you to understand the balance of life and being grateful for those moments like that. Like, hey, boom. Hey, we can't go out to eat, but hey, I'm gonna go make this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Alright, like for real. Like, man, listen. Don't never be too good. I'll never be too good for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Or bologna and egg cheese sandwich. I'll never be too good for that. Always. Oh yeah. You gotta have that bologna. But yeah, we just gotta, in this journey, man, with showing gratitude, we gotta walk by faith and not by sight. Because things are not gonna look like we want it to look. It's not gonna sound like we want it to sound. It's not gonna feel like we want it to feel. It's not gonna smell. It's not gonna taste. It's not gonna touch. It's not. It's whatever we think it's gonna be, just throw that out. Because that don't even much matter. It doesn't. They say you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans. Listen. Be grateful. Because God protect us from so much. It could be a lot worse than what we think it is. Even if we feel like it's bad, there's always something worse than what we got going on. I promise you it is. We cannot lose that. That's one thing that keeps me grounded. There's always somebody who got it worse. It always is. Man, listen. Everybody ain't able. Everybody's not able. And you have to live life like that. Because you can't be, oh, I'm better than you because I stayed. No. Like, who does that? Like, man, we too grown for that. Like, no. Like, nobody should look down on anybody. Everybody's journey is going to look different. Everybody's walk is going to look different. It's going to look funny to you because it's their journey. Even with my journey, it's going to look funny to some people. But it's not the conversation between me and God and not everybody else, so it really don't matter. All that matters is, hey, this is my walk, this is my journey. And we have to be grateful for the things that God takes us through because we have lessons to learn. If the things that we're praying for and we want to change, when we start going through things in life, that's him taking us through those things. And we have to be grateful because we pray for patience. We're going to go through some situations that challenges our patience. We pray for a financial blessing. Okay, so that means what that means? That means we're going to be on the clock grinding. We're going to be working. So you can't complain what you prayed about. That's why I say we have to be grateful, even if we don't understand. You just have to understand. Pray for discernment and wisdom. They said that's the best thing to pray for in the Bible, discernment and wisdom. Because when praying for discernment and wisdom, that covers a multitude of everything. You just don't pray for wisdom in one section. You praying for wisdom overall, finite. God is going to bless you mentally. He's going to have your neurological pathways going crazy. I'm telling you. For real. That's why meditation is so important. Through this journey, meditation has been a real thing. That's why I said, whether you like fishing, whether you like gaming, whether you like working on the car, whether you like shopping, retail therapy, no matter what you like doing, working out, whatever. Retail therapy, whatever. Sewing and knitting, cleaning, whatever it is you like to do, do that. Hold on to that thing that gets you through this rough time in life. We're meditating, working out, just enjoy life, enjoy. We have to live in the moment. That's another way that we can really be grateful in life. We have to live in the moment. If you're too busy worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, you'll miss the day. You'll miss tomorrow. Because you can miss a blessing today that'll take care of tomorrow. God already got it taken care of. All you got to do is just stay focused and locked in and just enjoy your life. Enjoy your day. Live. That's one thing that we tend to miss the mark on, is living. God wants us to live our life to the fullest. He said we shall do greater things. He said we are more than conquerors. God wants us to live a peaceful and abundant life. Only thing that stands in our way of reaching that promise is us. Hey, what's up? I have to, my friend, but you spoke straight to me, right? Hey, I appreciate y'all tapping. I appreciate your love. Y'all keep tapping. I want to be in y'all algorithm. Let's go. G7, let's get it. But, yes, when you think about it, man, God will really take us through some things that redirect us to the purpose and the line that he got us walking on. He's going to get us that way. You're going to go voluntarily or involuntarily. That's when you have to make that decision. That's why I said be grateful for the tests and trials and the tribulations that you go through in life, because they're destined to take you through that stuff to push you to something greater. Now, if you let it get to you and you just stressed out and you lose your mind, I mean, everybody can't handle pressure. Everybody can't handle pressure. It's not. That's why everybody's mental health is important, whether it's men, women, whatever. We can always take time to be grateful, to go see about ourselves. We have to love ourselves in this time, y'all. We have to. We have to love ourselves. We have to go. If you have to speak with somebody, speak with somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't hold it in. Find you somebody to talk to. Let it out. We all need somebody to talk to sometime. Yes. Please. If you need to cry, cry. That's life. Just cry, release. Just be grateful for what God has you. And it's going to get better. Like I say, trouble don't last always. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning light. And we all have to remember that. But yes, be grateful, guys. We need to be grateful for where we've been, where we're going, and where we are now. Be grateful, because there's always someone who has it worse. Life is life right now for everyone. Life is life right now for everyone. That's what I said. If you don't have a spiritual foundation right now, this is the best time. This is the season of the awakening. This is the great awakening. All this information is going on. Like, you seeing what's true, what's false. We gotta wake up, guys. We definitely have to. If you're missing the mark now, you're just missing the mark. But it's just a time to be woke and to see what's going on in life and to get yourself together, to elevate. This is the time now to do so. This is definitely the time to do so. That's why I say, y'all be safe out here. Be grateful. Be mindful of every decision you make, whether it's going to get something to eat. Every decision is important. Like I said, this is chess. This is not checkers. This is chess. So be careful, be grateful, and lock in. We all need to lock in. We all need to improve on ourselves because we all have room for improvement. It's something we all could do better within ourselves when it comes to evaluating our life, the decisions we make, the actions we allow to happen in our life, the energy we allow to dispense in our life, what we putting out. Like, you have to be grateful for that. You have to be grateful. Take a step back from the smoke and mirrors and look at the whole panoramic view of your life. We all have to do that. And take an account and really sit with yourself and see what's the best step that I need to take, what's the best move I need to take, what's the best thing that I need to do. And through all of those things that you make decisions on and everything in life, we have to be grateful. We have to be grateful. There's no way that people who have made it further than us, people who have worked their way and God has really gave them an idea to work, walk in their purpose, and it hit. They didn't know when it was going to hit. They just kept going and boom, it hit. It took off. So when that happened, in order for that to happen, they had to be grateful for where they were through the times of the hustle and the bustle and the struggling. Like, and that's with anything in life. You have to show gratitude for things in life. You have to. There's no other way around it. Like I said, from the time when you was at the lowest part of your life, the decisions that you made, the environment you was around, the people that were in your circle, all of those things, those contribute to your growth. You picked up those things along the way and you carried them with you and you walked through life and you were grateful for those moments because they taught you how to survive. So all in all reality, when you get through to that point to where those things have less value than what you really thought they did, you're grateful for them. But every level of life, some things are going to have less value because you can't take everything with you as much as you level up. That's why we have to be so grateful. We need to be grateful because we've all seen people that has stepped in the right direction and not been a good steward and they stepped 10 steps backwards. Like, that's how life will handle you if you're not grateful, not showing gratitude for what God has blessed you with or what He's given you. We all definitely need to pray for wisdom and knowledge to be a good steward over everything that He blesses us with. We've had to. That's the only way you can level up. You have to be a good steward to elevate. So let's be grateful. Let's not forget where we came from. Because if you forget where you came from, like I said, that's like you're losing the fire for the reason why you're going to where you're going anyway. You're losing the fire. If you forget where you came from, that's the fire that drove you to get to where the position you are in life now. So if you lose that, if you don't remember where you came from, then you don't know why you're doing it for anymore. Now your moral compass is spinning in circles. There's no direction in it. So now you'll do anything to get to wherever. Like, you can't forget where you came from. You definitely cannot. It's really an important thing. It's really important. It is. I appreciate you guys tapping in on episode 38. Episode 38 on gratitude. This has been a great run, guys. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I appreciate y'all showing love. Check me out on YouTube. Juice Word Podcast. That's on my YouTube handle. Y'all check those out. Subscribe, share, like. All of the above, guys. I appreciate you guys tapping in and I appreciate you guys showing love. I come to bring raw, authentic content, uncomfortable conversations. Very important. That's the thing that makes the world go around. Uncomfortable conversations. You have to communicate about things. We have to have a better understanding. We have to listen to comprehend. We have to listen to comprehend. And we have to honestly pay attention to what's going on around us in life. We have to. We have to take self-account of what vibrations are we putting out in the world. What are we doing? We can't worry about what the next person got going on. We need to worry about ourselves. We need to worry about ourselves. Like I said, this is the season of the Great Awakening, guys. We need to wake up and do shadow work. Let's work on ourselves. Let's pick up new habits that's going to provoke us to grow. You know, I've never been the type of person like to do the same thing. You do the same thing every year. I like to do something different every year. So elevate. Take time to yourself. Cancel all the outside noise around. You want your life to change? Isolate. Get closer to God. Seek ye the kingdom of God. He gonna give you all the instruction you need. He gonna show you exactly what you need to do. But you gotta take that step. Take that leap of faith. It's so important. That's why tonight was about gratitude. It's so important that we be grateful for everything in life. It's so important that we be grateful. You have to appreciate the smaller things. From being able to clip your own toenails. Man, I'm telling you. Because life's so short, and life's so sweet. It's short and sweet. It is. That's why you have to be grateful for every moment in life. Live in the moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just live in the moment today. God gonna take care of tomorrow. Just focus on the day. Live in the moment. That's the best thing to do. Because at the end of the day, we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. Be grateful for the footing you get through your journey. That's the situations you walk through. You walking in, you walking out. That's your footing going up the ladder, going up the steps. Your footing. Each situation, each step you take, each relationship, each decision you make, you taking a foot in your journey and you walking through it. That's so important. Understand where you step, understand what you're going through, understand why you're going through it, then make the change. It is so important. It's very, very important, guys. I was just sitting down here in my studio, and that was really like something that plagued me earlier this week. Like, I was like, gratitude. Like, I got a lot more lives and stuff that I'm gonna do on different subjects, but this one stuck out the most. Because the only way you can elevate is you have to be grateful for your life. You have to be grateful. You have to be grateful for everything in your life. Grateful for the hard times. Grateful when you had to eat them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and them bologna sandwiches. Yes. Those are the times that you remember, because you remember the smell, the taste, how it felt back then in those struggling times. The aura, the energy. You felt all of that. So you really have to look at yourself and be like, dang, is this really? Do I really want to be here forever? Or I'm going to make a change? Do I want to be in this space right here forever? Dealing with this toxicity? Nah. Hey, listen. Whatever you got to do to keep going, do that. Keep going. Don't stop elevating. Don't stop working on yourself. No matter if it's an unpopular opinion, it doesn't matter. Just work on yourself. Improve yourself. Find out a way that you can get to where you can open up your own business. Find out a way you can get to the point where you can elevate your mindset. People who live in a better life, they have a way different mindset than what we have. Way different mindset. That's what I say. I've been jumping into these books. I've been hitting a lot of books. Way of a Superior Man, As a Man Thinketh, 44 Laws of Peace. And listen, I hit some pretty heavy books. I got some more on my head too. I definitely got some more books on my head. But I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Y'all keep a lookout for more content on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. Julius Parker III. Juice Word. You can catch me on IG also, guys. I'm on IG. Check me out on IG, Jew_Caesar, eccentric.sauce. Hey, I appreciate y'all love. I appreciate y'all support. I've been doing this for about, a year now? It'll be a year in January. I got an episode coming up for celebrating a year. I'm doing a year I've been doing this podcast. So I just enjoy coming to bring you guys some light in the world of darkness. You know, Uh, being fake is celebrated so hard nowadays. Like, nobody's talking about anything real anymore. And I'm stamping and improving, working on yourself, loving on yourself, elevation, changing your mindset. I'm promoting all of the things eternally that's going to put you in a better, higher Christ conscience that you plan on being. I want to push you to your higher self. Like, that's what I'm working on. I want my journey as we speak. So I'm not walking alone. I'm walking with y'all. If y'all choose to take this journey with me, y'all come on. That's why I say y'all can bend a few corners with me. I tell anybody, hey, get to yourself, meditate, read a few books. Once you put on them glasses, you can't unsee it no more. You can't unsee. You can't unsee it. No. Once God lifts that veil up, you can't unsee things for what they are anymore. And that's the only way that you will be able to handle this. That's the only way you'll be able to make it through life. Like, you gotta lift that veil, baby. You gotta lift it up. You can't be blind and docile. We can't do that, y'all. We've come too far. Like, this is the year of the Great Awakening, y'all. We gotta wake up. We gotta look at this information. We gotta see they've been lying to us. Everything's been a lie. So my thing is what can we believe? Man, listen, I'm meditating, reading books. Listen, all right. Everything a lie, everything's subliminal. I'm just saying. Man, listen. So what do you do from that? You seek the kingdom of God. It's the only thing that's real, y'all. It's the only thing that's real. Seeking ye the kingdom of God. Yes. That's the only thing that's real nowadays. Like I said, your spiritual foundation. I said, if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. That's the main thing. We should all be working on ourselves. We should all be working on ourselves and being grateful through the process. Thank you. Thank you, Meech. I appreciate that. Yes. We should all be grateful for the hard times. We should all be grateful for the good times. But all through this whole process, we all should remember we have to dance in the rain. You have to learn how to dance in the storm. You have to learn how to dance in the rain. So that's why it's important for us to be grateful in these rough moments. Learn how to dance in the rain. You learn how to dance in the rain. That's being grateful. You're not going to wait for the time to pass to have a good time. You're going to celebrate while you're in the midst of that. Yeah, you poor, but who said you can't be happy? Okay. Who said you can't be poor or happy? Who said that? So we should all be grateful for where we came from and where we're going now. Even in your purpose when it gets hard. Thankful on purpose. Right. Yes. Be intentionally thankful on purpose. Yes. We have to be thankful on purpose. We have to. Man, even if, hey, like I said before, hey, all my bills paid. I can't go shopping. I can't go out of town. Hey, I'm grateful. I got a roof over my head. Hey, I'm chilling. I'm at the house cooling. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's being grateful. Even moments like that. Man, listen. My mom always told me, when you get your house, put everything in your house that you want. Put everything in your house that you want so you don't have to go anywhere. So with that being said, you can build your own comfort zone in your space where you live, where you can be grateful. Like, okay, Lord, thank you. I love how far I made it, how far you brought me. You know, you get to that point. But your gratitude changes as your life changes. You're appreciative of the smaller things, but your gratitude is still going to change. Because as you walk into your purpose, your gratitude is going to change. So your gratitude is going to increase. So you're understanding. When you're shifting, you're understanding. You stamp and approval. Boom, you pass that test. Boom, you pass that test. Boom, you pass that test. And so now you got those rewards walking with you like, oh, and now them instincts kicking in like, oh, now I understand why. Now that's going to add to you on your purpose. That's why I said everything happens for a reason. You're ordained to go through things. So be grateful through that time. The lessons you learned in those situations are going to apply to your life when you get to where you're going. That's what's going to happen. That's what we should all remember, that we should never lose sight of that. That's why I say never lose sight of where you've gone or where you've come from. Because if you lose sight of that, then you're losing the fire and you're losing the internal guts and courage and the ugly parts to handle when you get to this new space that God got for you. You have to carry that. You have to have all of that, like that fire and your courage, your ambition, and all of that stuff. The ugly parts that people don't like to talk about. When you have them conversations at night, when you at the house by yourself with the lights off, those conversations right there, yes, you're gonna have that going through this journey. So be grateful even in them times when you have to give yourself a pep talk, when you have to push yourself. Thank you. I appreciate that, Beach. Peace is good on you, even if they can't relate. Right. Thank you. I am at peace in life. Yes. Peace. We should all seek peace. We should all seek to be a better version of ourselves, man. I'm telling y'all, ain't nothing going on out here in these streets, man. Be grateful for your family. Be grateful for your kids. Be grateful for what you have now. You don't know what life is going to do. You don't know how life is going to happen. But just be grateful and be thankful for where you are to where you were. From where you were to where you are. And even for where you're going. That's why I said, don't lose that fire. Still aspire to do things. Still live your life. Don't get so caught up in the hype. Don't be scared to dare to be different. Dare to be different. Man, listen, travel, enjoy life, do things to make you happy. You don't need nobody validation from social media. You don't need nobody validation from life, no matter who it is. If they don't understand, they do not understand. You don't owe nobody explanation. So be grateful for your life. Be grateful for your drive. Be grateful for the things that you've gone through. Be grateful for every part of your life that you've experienced, good, bad, and ugly. Be grateful. Show gratitude. Because that right there, the smallest thing what you are grateful for is the strongest thing that's going to help you to keep going. It definitely is. It is. Being grateful, like, man, I remember I couldn't go nowhere, but that peanut butter and jelly sandwich was good. Yeah, that peanut butter and jelly was busting. Hey, the rough times, if you remember how good that PB&J was, I promise you, I told you, I ain't never too good for PB&J and Poor Man Steak. Yes, like I said, even, you right, Meech, even darkness is drawn to light. Yes, every time I try to do right, evil is always present, darkness. So, no matter what decision you make, it's going to have light and dark connotations to come behind it. But it's a part of the journey. It's all predestined. If you're walking in your life, you're going to have darkness. That's why they say new levels, new devils. So be grateful in that process. Enjoy the flowers along your walk on your journey. Be grateful on your journey. Be grateful. Yes. Showing gratitude is what God loves the most. God don't like a complainer. I know we have our moments. I know I'll be like, Lord, man, listen. But he get me together, though. Oh, yeah. PB&J, oh, yeah. For the W, all day. PB&J for the W. Keep shining. I know that's real. But that's how life's supposed to be. You supposed to be okay with the stuff you done been through. You supposed to be okay when life got better. You supposed to be okay when life has gotten greater and all the way to legendary. You have to be okay with your darkness and the dark things that you've been through. That's why I said be grateful. We all done did some things that we're not proud of. We all have been some places that we will never repeat or say we'll take to the grave. Everybody got stuff like that. Ain't nobody perfect. But being grateful in those times and understanding the assignment and correcting your errors and your dark ways, that's when you're getting it. Gratitude unlocks more. Yes. Gratitude unlocks more. Gratitude definitely unlocks more. Just think about it. It applied to even when we was kids. When your mama got you something and it wasn't what you wanted, what you said, thank you, Mom, and go on about your business, right? You were talking, oh, do it again. You ain't getting nothing else. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be grateful. You gotta show gratitude. Yes. Yes. That is why much is given and much is required. Yes. Everybody is not meant to be on your walk with you. So your journey might require more than others. That's a good point right there, Meech. That's a good point. you might have a harder time than somebody else. That's because it's expecting more out of you. You ever notice how you used to try to do stuff when you were little and everybody didn't get in trouble, they did it, but you always got in trouble when you did it? Man, listen, that was God telling me then, like, nah, we ain't doing that, big dog. Right. Yes. Yes. They cutting up over here on TikTok. Gratitude is your stewardship to God. Yes. You being grateful for where you are, saying, God, thank you. That's what that's all about. You are saying, thank you, Lord, for everything. Even when your light's off. Thank you, Lord, for me being able to breathe. Thank you, Lord. Even when you ain't got no peanut butter and jelly in the house. Gratitude. And that's all levels. That gratitude carries. That good stewardship of your life carries with God. He remembers you being a good steward even when you ain't had nothing but 2 nickels and staying in the project. He still remember. He still remember. So being grateful in that time and improving and doing better, not being stuck in that time, that's what it's all about. Understanding why you in there and you want better. You deserve better. God said you should have better. So why are you not getting better? We have to change our mindset to get out of our own way. We're not good stewards sometimes. We're not good stewards. We take a lot of stuff for granted. We do. As human beings, we have taken some things for granted that we should have never taken for granted. And we weren't being good students of it, and we weren't being grateful. We wasn't showing gratitude. We weren't. We were not. We weren't. We were not. We were not. And that's, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Gratitude is a spiritual currency. The more you spend, the richer life becomes. Facts. I agree with that. Nietzsche said, gratitude is a spiritual currency. The more you spend in life richer, the life richer comes. Yes. Yes, the more your life becomes more richer, basically. Yes. So gratitude is a spiritual currency. The more you spend, and the richer your life becomes. Yes. The more grateful you are for every little thing in your life, the more God gonna bless you with. All day. If you can't be grateful for this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We on peanut butter and jelly tonight. If you can't be grateful for this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, then I don't know what else to tell you. You ain't gonna get the steak. You see what I'm saying? You can't be grateful for this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. God ain't finna bless you with no steak. You can't even appreciate this. Ungrateful. Ungrateful. Like that's how it is though. But that's a lot of times, that's the only thing that holds us back. A lot of times too is because we're ungrateful. That holds us back more than anything. That's why I said we get out our own way. We can't keep talking about the devil, y'all. We can't keep talking about the devil. We get in our own way. Being selfish, being ungrateful, ignoring God, man, getting in stuff that he knows we ain't supposed to be doing. We know we're not supposed to be doing that junk. We still be engaging in it. Yes. Gratitude does invite peace. Yes. Gratitude through rough times in life gives you a sense of peace. Something you can hold on to that can carry you through. Yes. That's peace. That is peace. That is peace in the rough times. That's why I said, whatever you can be grateful for. Yeah, everything rough, but I can still go to the gym and work out. See what I'm saying? That's your gratitude. You grateful to be able to do that. Hey, I know life, but I got my PlayStation at the house. Boom. You grateful for that. Hey, I can still go fishing. Boom. You grateful for that. Hey, I can still, hey, I can still go see my son play football. Hey, grateful for that. Like, so many things we can be grateful for. Being able just to take a hot shower. Now, that's an underrated blessing right there. Taking a hot shower, now that's an underrated blessing. Man, I don't want to take, I took a plenty cold shower many nights. I ain't taking no more cold shower, big dog. I can't do it. I'm too bougie for that now, taking cold showers. I can't. That bill gonna be paid up in full. I might put extra month, make sure. Right. Correct me. Food on the table. Right. Man, listen. Get gas in the car. Right. You able to just walk downstairs and put some trash in the trash can, bro. That's a blessing. Being able to walk that far. A lot of folks can't walk. A lot of people can't use their extremities. A lot of people can't. That's why I said we have so much to be grateful for. Because we don't know how life may get better, may get worse. We don't know. But we have to be ready. And that's when we stand solid on our spiritual foundation and being grateful, showing gratitude. If you ain't got that solid foundation spiritually, you're never going to understand how to be grateful, because you're always going to get the cup half empty instead of half full. That's why I said, seek ye the kingdom of God first. We all need to work on that. I said, we all need to get on our journey. We all need to. We all need to. We definitely need to. Because who's gonna take account for how our life should be? You can't count on your friends in your circle. When you lay down at night, no matter where you at, spiritually, you got to deal with your life. You came in this world by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself. Yes. Being able to take a deep breath. Yes. Being able to breathe. Just even that. Man, listen. Man, y'all know that we breathe. We say Yahweh name. Breathing exercise is very important in meditation, y'all. You should be grateful for breathing. Grateful for breathing. Yes. That's telling God thank you. That's like worshiping God, being grateful. Being grateful. Man, what? Man, being thankful, being grateful for everything in life, that is giving God worship and praise. And he's definitely going to bless you more. Because even when things are ugly, you find a way to still say, thank you, Lord. Man, listen. That's why I say, can't nobody tell you your story. Can't nobody tell you my story either, y'all. Hey, don't nobody know my struggles and things I've been through in life. But I thank God, though. He's the reason I'm sitting here right now. Supposed to been gone. But I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. They said when you know better, you do better. And in the journey of acquiring the knowledge to know better, in order to do better, you got to be grateful for that process too. Because you're going to have stupid moments. You're going to have ignorant moments. You are. But you're going to have to take a self-account for the energy that you sow into this world. You have to take an account. Man, listen. We think we out here doing stuff, getting away with it, man. Listen, we better be grateful and try to get ourselves together. We definitely need to. Because that's, man, listen. Like they say, karma come around fast nowadays, right? Ain't that what they say? If you honor the little, God will increase the rest. Yes. If you honor God with whatever you got, if you honor God, give you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every night, he going to bless you with a steak. I promise you. But you got to be grateful. Show a little gratitude. Because we all had our own journey. We all been through bad spots. We all needed money. We've all been hungry some nights. We've all been through a lot of stuff. We all have. So with that being said, hey, I don't understand what it's like going to bed hungry. I've been there before. I've been there before. Yeah. Definitely been there. But that's life though. That's life. But even in moments like that, you got to be grateful for stuff like that. You got to be grateful. You got to be grateful. But I appreciate y'all tapping in. I appreciate y'all love. I appreciate y'all support, man. Episode 38, and I ain't stopping. Let's go. I appreciate y'all. I just want to come and bring y'all that message tonight. You know, spread a little positive light into the world, man. There's so much negativity going around. God loves you guys. Don't forget that. I'm praying everybody make through. Everybody. We got to keep on fighting. Y'all got to keep on fighting. We got to walk this walk. We got to keep on fighting. We can't give up. We got to keep going. No matter how hard it may get, understand where you came from. And understand where you're going. Please be self-aware. But like I said, y'all hit me up on my other social media platforms. Oh yeah. Y'all show love. Like I said, I appreciate y'all love. I appreciate all the support. Facebook, TikTok. I love y'all. Good night.